Hello and welcome everyone to the first broadcast of the Shenandoah Esports Fall 2025 season. We're not quite in competition yet, but we have a very fun Welcome Week activity to bring you today. My name is Avery Giesemann. Joining me on the desk is Kyle Dexter. We are both members of the Shenandoah Esports Super Smash Bros. Team, and we're here to bring you this wonderful tournament that we host every year to bring in the first-year students and bring them into what esports is in the form of Smash Bros.
For sure, and it's great to be back, like you said, Avery. And yeah, just want to talk a little bit more about this format. This tournament, you know, it might be a tournament, so it might have that label. It's like kind of like serious, but like we want you to know that's like it's very much, you know, pretty like casual. It's pretty laid back. Just, you know, have fun. Just yeah, you want to have some.
Yeah, that's definitely a huge proponent of the tournament. I mean, I don't know if you guys can tell how many people are in here, but it shocks me every year just how many new people I see walk in that door to participate in this tournament. This is the largest first-year class that Shenandoah has ever had, Kyle, and that is so exciting. We get more students in. That means more people in the esports program. I'm sure you guys will be seeing some new faces in the competitive teams. We just wrapped up our tryouts this past week, and this is kind of the final showcase. You can show off your Super Smash Bros. Skills in case you want to impress someone like me or Kyle to find yourself on the Smash team potentially this fall. But it's very exciting that we get to have all these people out to, like you said, have fun just playing a really casual party game. But there's also, you know, that sense of competitiveness. We do have some good players here that did try out for the team and are looking to have spots. So those players are obviously looking to perform very well at this event. But it's a very fun event to come out to and have a great time at.
For sure. And yeah, it's like, even then, like, there are still some people that still want to like try to prove themselves, like you said, Avery. Like, there might be some students that might be wanting to prove their skills to people on a team like you and me. And I think this tournament's a great place to start, even though like it's not necessarily the most like serious like thing that's been labeled by the program. Still fun at the end of the day. There's still, even if you get out of the tournament, we still have setups they can play for, you know, either redemption bracket or just for free play.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of Smash Bros. To be played here. You can see on the TV behind me over here, we have the stage bands up on the screen. So, you know, we're really introducing these people to competitive Smash if that's ever something that they would want to pursue. We have a lovely competitive scene hopefully here on campus soon, but we definitely have a local scene in the area in case they're interested in competing more in Smash Bros. And we're looking to have two competitive teams here, also the varsity team and the academy team. So these players, even if they don't make one of those teams and they want to support Super Smash Bros. On campus, they can come out to matches, participate in practices. There's a lot going on campus that is exciting for Super Smash Bros. You can see we got Chase introducing the format to us. What we're running today is a single elimination bracket. So if you lose once, you are out, but it is a best of 5. So you have at least 3 games in this tournament, which if you've ever traveled to a Super Smash Bros. Major in your life, you would know you could go to a tournament very far away and only get a total of 2 matches in for a total of maybe 4 games. So actually, the Welcome Week Smash tournament, you may even compete for longer than you do at a major.
Exactly, and even if you do get out, you know, even though it's a single elimination, there's still plenty of time to play. We have some setups that are dedicated for friendlies or just a redemption bracket depending on how long this tournament goes on for. That's not really up to us. We're not
I think it'll be mostly a friendly setup, but I heard some rumors of some kind of redemption bracket going on, so that's always fun.
We just work here.
We're just bringing you the action that happens over here on the main stage. You can see it up on the big TV right behind us. I mean, we're just rearing up and ready to go for this event. I believe we have around 17 competitors. I could check the bracket when we get into it, but We're running this whole thing on challenge, so it might be a little hard to follow along if you don't know the link, but we'll keep you updated on what's going on. We got some lovely people in the back. Shout out to both Ian and Moss for bringing us this lovely, lovely broadcast. Always a pleasure to cast on the Shenandoah Esports desk. It's so easy when you got them back there pushing in the graphics. You can see this lovely banner at the bottom here. I cannot wait for what this team cooks up for this semester as far as competition goes. These broadcasts just keep getting better and better.
It's always a pleasure working with them, Avery. And yeah, like every year they always bring in something new. I know last year we had a lot of like focus on like new graphics such as these. We even have like the moving ones, like you see on like a traditional sports broadcast or maybe like a news broadcast. And I wonder what kind of focus we're going to see this year.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I would not be surprised if we get a lot of new faces as far as casters this semester. We have a lot of new students. We have a lot of new people in the esports program, and we have a lot of people who have moved on from the esports program to get into the field in one way or another. So it's going to be up to us to continue to field new casters. So if you're interested and on campus in esports casting, please come pay us a visit. Talk to Ian. He is super nice about getting new casters involved. We do things like casting workshops, and we can really work with you to help out your casting skills, and you can do fun stuff like the Welcome Week tournament. So we believe Chase is starting to call matches, so don't go anywhere. We are almost in the Smash Bros. Action.
Right, we're almost there. Like you said, Chase is just calling matches now. So a little bit of context on him. He's one of our lecturers here at Shenandoah University. He is one of our esports professors. He's taught a couple of my classes so far. Last year was his first year being here at Shenandoah, and he already feels so refreshing to have him, especially when he knows so much about Smash. So it felt more personable, to be with him, right? Because he kind of knows like the game that we've played for so long, but he's just such a pleasure to be around. Yeah, very knowledgeable in the Smash space, and obviously a great teacher, just having earned the Esports Lecturer of the Year award from NACE. Really proud of him for that, so it's exciting to see that. Looks like we've got some matches going on here. I believe our first match on stream is going to be, at least I know one of the players is Rudy on the left there. We're going to be swapping the feed over very shortly. I cannot wait for you guys to see the new graphics we got going on. But we got Rudy versus Ace for our first matchup here. It's going to be Kazuya versus Dark Pit. Just a reminder of the format, it is single elimination, so you only can lose once, but it is a best of 5. So you have to win a total of 3 games to move on in the tournament. Right, and we do see here, like you said, Avery, Rudy is a player that we are familiar with. They have been, they tried out before throughout the week, and they've shown, like they want to play the game, right? And we see Ace throwing out these electro shocks, kind of just trying to whiff punish his Kazuya. He's very committal buttons. I just keep whiffing, and okay, we're jabbing now. The electroshock is such a fun move. When I first was teaching Smash Bros to one of my friends, his favorite move was electroshock. Shout out to my boy Heath, and it's such a powerful move because it KOs you off the side very quickly, right? But I'm not sure it's going to be very potent in the aspect of racking up damage in this case. Right, and we do see a little bit of a mix-up with that F-Smash, and that did almost get the KO on Rudy here. And we see another and an electric, and no follow-up after, but we do see this electric shock starting to get a little stale. Trying to catches the shield drop. The electroshock gets the job done. Right, and we're trying to electroshock on respawn invincibility, and really a little confused on what to do about these electroshocks and just throwing out those F-tilts, and Ace not willing to give up on the electroshocks. Yeah, one thing you might not know about the move is that it does have a bit of armor, which means that if you attack and that big blue hammer happens, the electroshock, if you attack and they attack with the electroshock's going to win. The big hammer just kind of goes through your attack. So that can be something that can be a bit of a check for the opponent. Like, man, can we be patient enough to get out of the way, just like Rudy did there? That's what you got to do against these kind of moves, or you got to shield them, or you got to spot dodge them. There's a lot of ways to get around them, but if you try to attack through, or you try to just move into Dark Pit space when he's using that kind of move, it's just not going to work out well for you. Right, and that up throw will take the KO. I was not really expecting that from Kazuya up throw, especially on a high ceiling stage like Town in the City, taking the KO at 150 is certainly not something I was expecting. We do see Ace possibly stand for another electroshock. Rudy just waiting for the opportunity. And what? Okay. Yeah, I can't really explain what happened in that first interaction there. They just kind of like phased through each other, and then I think just clanked afterwards. And
oh, but another electroshock tries to reflect, I believe, a dark pit arrow, but it's going to be the electroshock instead. And all of a sudden, Ace has been racking up some damage here. If they can survive on this last stock, they might have a chance, but it's going to land directly in front of Rudy, and that's not going to be a good spot to be in. Kazi, of course, going to give the giant fist there, and Rudy's going to go up 1-0 here in our first match of the day. Man, what a pleasure it is to watch the Welcome Week Smash Bros. I mean, how many times have you seen Electroshock this match, Kyle, if you had to count?
I think I lost count, Avery, but that's all it's all about, right? It's about fun. And, you know, obviously, it's Welcome Week tournaments. Welcome to all students upon, like, who are currently at Shenandoah right now, because I think it's still like somewhat early for move-in days.
Oh yeah, everyone's just welcoming into campus at this point.
Right, so naturally you're gonna get some people who don't really play the game as often, and that's okay. We welcome that, really. If you're new to the game, just having the opportunity to play this game in this space is still a cool feeling.
Yeah, and if you're a little confused on the bracket, as
my goodness,
that's gonna be a PK rocket right through the Guardian Orbitals and gonna show off the baseball bat. But I want to point out a little bit of the graphic up top. Excuse me. We got 3 stocks versus 3 stocks in the middle, it looks like. And then on the outside of the graphic is going to be 1 versus 0. So the outside is going to be what you're going to be looking at for the game count, it seems. We've got those new numbers in the middle there. But keep in mind, the outside is going to be what you're looking at for the game count. And going to mess up the recovery there. That's a tricky one on Ness. You got to make sure that the little orb of electric hits you into the stage as Rudy does secure another kill.
Right. And we do see Rudy throughout these PK fires to rack up a ton of damage, and we do see Ace not really knowing exactly what to do to kind of like escape those kind of options, and shooting 2 arrows directly into the magnet, absorbing the arrows as they are considered energy damage, which those kind of moves that PK magnet absorbs.
Yeah, gonna have to be careful where we're shooting these arrows against the nest. It's not something you had to deal with versus the Kazuya. Maybe you had to deal with the reflector, but you didn't have to deal with him healing. And this is definitely a tricky spot to get out of. The PK fires into the baseball bat. Gonna be a tough one to navigate. If you cannot get out of the fire, you're gonna be taking a big hit.
Yeah, I think that was a fast cook with that one. In the oven for quite not very long, but. Yeah, that was a very quick game, but we're going to see what kind of adjustments can be made from Ace potentially in this next game. And I do see a lot of character swaps from Rudy. I'm not really sure why. Game 1, we saw the Kazuya. In Game 2, we saw the Ness, and the Ness made a lot of sense considering how much better it did comparatively to the Kazuya. And now we've seen swapping to Aegis, which I'm not too sure on why.
Well, this is what Rudy does, right? We gotta swap up the character every single game. You would think, maybe you come into a Smash Bros. Tryout and you show off, your best 1, 2 characters. No, Rudy goes every character in even a very serious tryout, and you can see the charged Pyra forward smash. That's not something you're gonna get on Ness. The baseball bat's very powerful, but it's not quite that powerful. But not gonna have access to a PK fire anymore, so you're gonna have to get in there and deal some damage with the sword.
Right, and you see Mythra just run out a bunch of buns and foresighting the electroshock, swapping to Pyra for the punish, and
walking
right into the Pyra forward smash. How tragic for Ace, and already Ace on their tournament life.
Yeah, you gotta be careful here again. Single elimination, so you gotta figure out this Aegis player if you want to move on in the tournament. Trying to get some damage with these tilts, these jabs, these arrows, but it's got to find some sort of kill here. Pit is not a character that the kills just comes really easily. Sometimes you got to find that smash attack, you got to find that electroshock in order to secure that stock. But this Mythra is so fast, it's so hard to keep up, but gets a high recovery over the Pyra and gets a little ambitious trying to find the recovery.
Right, and trying to go for a high recovery here, but up here having a lot of analog there, and good punish with the Promise Revolt. Not going to quite take the KO, but the percent is racking up. That did not reflect the Pyra side B, as it was a little too late there, but if that...
directional air dodge is off stage, and this is now a lost stock game.
Right, and Ace somehow from the clutches defeat, somehow making it back, and
Gotta be careful.
Rudy just throwing out all those Province Revolt, and Ace is still wrapping around their head as to like what to go about it. And
gets caught by that one. And that's going to be the game and the set there. Rudy moving on after winning with 3 different characters. Hope to see more of them in the future. But yeah, Ace on the Dark Pit going to bow out here. Great showing from them. Always a pleasure seeing the Pits. Had some Pits try out this week, and always fun watching that character. A lot of creativity on that one. You can take the game a lot of different directions, but that time just could not handle the Pyro up Bs and forward smashes. They were too tough to navigate that time.
Right, I think that was just a result of just game knowledge, right? Ace, we could tell that, kind of new to the game, so naturally, you're still like learning on like what every character does, right? And, I can't blame you. There's
way too many.
There are over 80 characters in this game. There's a lot of information for you to take in. So naturally, in a competitive setting, especially in a tournament, there's a lot you need to know to even like have like a chance of like making it far. Yeah,
there is indeed, and there is time to adjust. You got 3 games to kind of figure it out, but it can be daunting when especially when your opponent is switching every game. You feel like you just figured something out, and all of a sudden you're fighting a new character. That can be tough to navigate. So you can see our lovely TO Griff here going to give us a new match here shortly, but as we wait for that, just thank you guys for tuning into the stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you guys stick around for all the competition that Shenandoah has coming up. I mean, we're going to have so many new opportunities this year. I can't wait for the Marvel Rivals streams. I mean, that's going to be really exciting. That's going to be a completely new game to the Shenandoah Esports broadcast. I still don't know what our casting team is going to look like for that. I sure don't know anything about the game. I don't know if you do.
I don't, but, I might be needed to cast that game, I'll do what I must for this program. If I need to learn Marvel Rivals, I'm more of an Overwatch guy, but if I need to learn that game, so be it. I'll do what I must.
Yeah, Shenandoah Overwatch may have taken a small hit due to graduation. We salute our SU Overwatch team, but we have so many new exciting teams coming in as well. I'm really excited for the new SU Academy team, which is going to be fielding a lot of new players. I'm hoping we get some new faces on varsity as well. So really looking forward to the upcoming broadcast with some competition. So I hope you guys stick around for that. As we load up our next match, we'll be with you very shortly. Looks like we're going to have at least one of those players tried out yesterday, I believe it was. And then the other player is Ollie, who used to play Shenandoah League, now has tried out for Shenandoah Rivals. Do not know yet what that team is going to be. I don't think that's confirmed yet, but I know that they were doing very well in tryouts, so we might get to see this face compete in both Smash Bros. And Rivals. Just Rivals more competitively than Smash Bros.
Also wanted to bring up, we are having a return of Shenandoah Call of Duty.
That is true,
Last year we did not have a Call of Duty team simply because, similar to what's happening with Overwatch this year, most of the team graduated. And now we seem to have enough people to have a team again, and that's great to see. So you will be seeing more Call of Duty on the Shenandoah streams if you're a fan of that game.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Kyle. That seemed to have slipped my mind. I actually did some COD casting in the past, so may have to bring that back.
You might be needed for that one.
Yeah. Let's see. We at least got a Ridley locked in for our next matchup here. Always a fun character to watch there.
Sure,
Curious to see what the Ridley brings to the table. The second character has not yet been selected. We'll get that to you when it happens.
I mean, currently it's on random. I mean, if that's the case, okay. We do see a Ridley, but player 1's using it now. But you see a little bit of confusion on what each player wants to play here.
It looks like we might get the Ridley versus the Lucas. The Lucas is the player that tried out yesterday, and I believe that is their main character that they put on their tryout sheet. So we're bringing our A game to the Shenandoah Esports Welcome Week tournament. And that's what I like to see. Bring your best to the table. See if you can take it down.
Right, exactly. See what you have, what it takes to win. Right, you gotta do what you must if you want to go as far as you possibly can.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. We do have Lucas. We do have Ridley. Fun matchup here. And we might be on a bit of a rough stage here. We'll see if that gets swapped. But
right.
If not, it will take a very long time for these two to get KO'd on this specific stage. Yeah, we will be here for quite a while. because they do bounce off the walls over and over.
You will be getting hit on the ceiling quite a lot, and yeah, we see Sarah the Great already.
I think they're going to play it out. All
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
so one interesting thing about this stage is specifically Ridley side B. Do you know how that works on this stage?
Yeah, because I think this is one of those stages where you can walk through the sides.
Yeah, you can.
It is one of those.
So
it is
I assume Ridley side B still kills you, but I don't know how it works. Does Ridley also die?
I don't. We're gonna find
no,
out. Oh no!
Yes, they dealt like 100%.
And the funny thing is, the more Kangaroo Feet does it, the longer they'll go for it, because the more percent that racks up, the more you have to mash to break out of a grab like that. And we can see Kangaroo Feet just sticking to the ground, just trying to go for another side B.
Oh, that was such a good up air from Kangaroo Feet, but as long as you're going to be bouncing off those blue beams, it's going to be difficult to lose your stock. But if you head up there, that's going to be the wrong spot to be versus Ridley, whose wings poke above the field.
Right, you see a great up smash taking 21% already, and Sarah the Great trying to find some footing here, not quite getting the grab, and just eating a fully charged neutral B.
And this is a predicament.
Yeah, how do you get out of this situation if there's a big wall, like ceiling above you, so you can't jump over the fireballs?
I don't think Sarah the Great is familiar with Lucas down B. That would be a very nice tool in that spot. But ends up at the ceiling again. This is going to be a scary spot. Can Sarah the Great find something like an up throw? No, is going to get back aired by Kangaroo Feet, the Ridley. And he is ready to go up 2 stocks here and not in any danger of losing his stock as long as he stays in the middle here. That's going to be a tough spot for Sarah the Great to KO him from.
Right, and we're not seeing a lot of really side B anymore in this situation, but some really weird interaction that's specific to Ridley's command grab is that if Ridley has less percent than their opponent, it is impossible to mash out of. And I don't know why it's exclusive only to Ridley. You don't really see that on like any other command grabs, like think like Incineroar or like Bowser or like Ganondorf. You don't really see that with anyone else. I don't know why it's just Ridley.
But yeah, gets hit by a very powerful forward air there and still survives, bouncing on both the floor and the ceiling. How are you going to get rid of this dragon here? It might just be impossible as he lands a big dash attack. But Sarah the Great discovers that you can walk straight through the walls and end up on the other side of the stage. That's going to get her out of a sticky situation.
Right, and especially with how this stage is set up, all of the ceilings there, how are you going to get the KO on this Ridley, who's a slightly heavy character, while Lucas still pretty light.
Oh, but chasing them from downtown! Gonna KO off the left side with the sneak attack, dash attack. Love Kangaroo Feet finding that option. The big chomp on the Lucas. Gonna take the game. We love to see that there. Kangaroo Feet figuring out that stage in spades. Got 2 kills off the top and gets a sneak attack, dash attack. Take the game.
That move is a jump scare for sure.
It is.
You never expect it, and it will take the KO. It is a very strong move, and we're going to a different big stage this time. I just saw them. They willingly selected Temple.
Yeah, this is not random stage, by the way. This is
very
willingly
deliberate.
Selected.
Yeah, they're deliberately picking these big stages where you're not going to get KO very easily. And I do think we will see a potential counterpick from Sarah the Great swapping to Ike. And this is the character we saw from her in the tryouts as well. We saw, I don't think we saw any Lucas at all. I think we just saw her go Ike.
Yeah, Ike, I think there might have been some Kirby too, but I know that she put Lucas on the paper. So the Ike is coming out nonetheless. And this stage, although it is very big, it has some of these zones where like, unless you deliberately leave them, you can end up scrapping there like for a long time if you so choose. And this is one of them. If you end up going off the right side there, you can actually end up KO'd quite early. So this is a kind of a natural spot to start fighting. But if someone so chooses, they can end up going down to the left and end up in that zone that's much more difficult to get KO'd from.
Right. We call it the pit, the Hyrule pit, where you have to go all the way down there. And wow, getting a forward smash from Kangaroo Feet, already taking the lead in this game too. And we see no willingness from any of the players to go down to the pit.
Hold on, Sarah the Great is going to make a trek there, and it's going to get Kangaroo Feet caught on the wall. But Kangaroo Feet going to find a bit of a juggle here. These Ridley upbees have been coming up as well and dealing a mountain of damage. You got to be careful here if you're Ike with that Ike back air. very powerful as well. Kangaroo Feet has to be careful here at high percents, hanging out at the top of Temple here. You can get KO'd off the top very easily here.
Right, we do see a lot of just scrappy situations down that little indent. We do see Sarah the Great opting to try to go for the pit, and the dash back forward smash will get the hit on Kangaroo Feet, but without having walls that Kangaroo Feet bounced off of, they were able to survive that hit.
Another up B, and now we are both at the high percents. And look at Kangaroo Feet hanging out by this pillar here, knowing that if Sarah the Great hits him into it, he will survive because he'll bounce off of the pillar instead of straight into the blast zone. A very smart position indeed to be, and just pressuring Sarah the Great's approach onto this pillar. And is going to find an Ike forward from Sarah the Great, and now this is a great spot to find a KO if he can land another hit, but no! Hits Kangaroo Feet to the left instead of the right.
And another, it's another situation of just a big stage where not a lot of people are going to be KO'd very easily. Yeah, Sarah the Great only died at 160, while Kangaroo Feet still living at a clean, and there, as soon as I say something, it's at a 185. It's still pretty valuable stock, all things considered, living for that long.
Yes, very valuable. Even though Kangaroo Feet bounced off of the pillar, it was just way too much knockback to handle, and at that kind of percent, you're going to fly off of the top. But here again, if you ended up being in the pit where Sarah the Great is lingering now, that might not have even have done it. So hanging out this top part of Temple is going to be a dangerous play when you're at KO percent. You got to be careful. At the mid percents here, it's a little less risky, but these big smash attacks could still take it.
Right, and that shield is getting mighty low, Avery.
Uh-oh.
Sarah the Great, what a parry from that F-tilt. Not really going to get anything off of it, though. And you do see a little bit more defensive play from Sarah the Great, trying to play a little bit more like movement-based with like the avoidance, knowing that her shield is looking pretty low.
Oh, a big up smash there from Kangaroo Feet. That's exactly what he needed to take that last stock there. Yeah, when you're on that top part of Temple, that ceiling is going to be what you got to look out for. Kangaroo Feet finding multiple kills off the top there, and that's where you're going to find any early kills that you find on Temple. So great awareness there from them. Let's see where we go next. I mean, we've gotten some lovely stages so far. Who knows where we may end up? Maybe something like WarioWare really change up the pace, perhaps?
Oh, man. And we're going on a side scroller. We just went to Dreamland Game Boy. I don't think I've seen a single person willingly select a stage in like I've played this game since like the month they released. So I don't think I've seen a single person willingly select Game Boy
have either. Oh, we're gonna get the Ridley counter pick from Sarah the Great. She's going to challenge Kangaroo Feet to his own character. This is what you like to see at the Welcome Week tournament.
I think she's recognizing how strong Ridley's side B is here, opting for on the side scroller. Actually, does this still be?
I believe hazards are off, so I don't know if it'll scroll or not.
Because sometimes like they still do scroll. I think Mario, like the Brawl Mario Bros level. You know what I'm talking about?
The one that changes.
Yeah, it's like world like 1-1, but it's kind of like deserty theme.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, we are still side scrolling.
It does scroll, yes.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like that for this stage, but I guess we just found out, and we do see a lot of.
Oh, and there goes the first stock.
There we go. Sarah the Great having the side scroll work for her. Do not run into that blast zone. And there's
the Ridley side B. Sarah the Great has figured out how to counter the Ridley. You simply must also go Ridley.
What a scholar of these kind of stages, right? Just getting the KO on Kangaroo Feet that early.
Oh, you better be careful. And that's going to do it. Sarah the Great takes game number 3 with the Ridley counter pick.
What a statement to make. I'm just going to pull your character out of random and just 2-stock you with them.
I mean, I don't think a single stock lived above 30% that game, Kyle.
I think that lasted like a total of a minute.
Yeah, if I'm Kangaroo Feet, I much prefer the temples of the world compared to that stage.
Prefer to hold your stock. And we're going a random battlefield stage. So we're going to get a standard stage this time.
Get a little more competitive on them now.
Yeah, we're going like a random stage. Well, I guess if you want the aesthetics, like in case you want like, I guess something that's kind of like pretty, kind of like mementos, where you still want that kind of, the triplat.
You're manifesting
formation.
The mementos battlefield.
It's a very pretty stage. And we got Town and City. Okay.
Town and City battlefield. So, a common competitive stage turned into a different common competitive stage here. We got Sarah the Great on the red Ridley here. Don't lose track of her. Don't mix them up. as they're trying to make a statement here, counter-picking Kangaroo's own character into him. But it's going to be a bit trickier here on Battlefield. Going to have to earn a few more honest kills.
Right, we do see a lot of more scrappier gameplay here. Catching that uppie with the nair.
Did you see that forward tilt into nair, Kyle?
Yeah.
That was a real ledge trap.
I'm loving these F-tilts coming out from Sarah the Great. Just using one of Ridley's best moves. Such a great poke option. It's just almost almost everything for the character. It's a great poking option. It's a great ledge trapping tool. It can two-frame. It has a tipper. It is such a good move.
Yeah, I mean, look at these forward airs as well to catch Kangaroo feet in the air. Ridley has been called a sword character by some for how he is able to contest you at a range with moves like that forward tilt, moves like that forward air. And look at Sarah the Great as she finds these two pieces, just racking up the damage, not losing the stock just yet. Gets caught in the air, though, on the landing. That is definitely something that Kangaroo Feet has in his tool bag, is the ability to intercept you when you're trying to land. That's something that I've seen consistently from this player. Has been going very well for him, but this is the angle on the Ridley up B. You can only go so many directions, and that is not the one you wanted to go in that spot.
Absolutely. It is not something like a Firefox where you have like a ton of angles to choose from. Literally uppy is a lot more, I guess, limited in that aspect. I think you only have like maybe like 4 angles.
I think it's only 4 angles.
Yeah, it's just 4. It's pretty bad. Like it goes far distance wise, but the problem with it is you don't have those angles like I mentioned for Firefox.
And let me tell you, Sarah the Great has successfully discovered Ridley forward tilt. I mean,
Right.
This has now become her neutral, and it is working beautifully alongside these forward airs. This might just be a reverse 3-0, Kyle.
I think she figured out the character like in real time.
Like how do you look at your opponent and be like, I think I could do that but better, and then actually do it for 2 straight games?
We didn't see for the record, we did not see Sarah play Ridley at all during
never.
tryouts. She played only Ike, I believe, and like maybe like a little bit of Kirby, like you said, but like we did not see her play Ridley a single time, and I don't see why, unless she just figured out like that she has a good Ridley until like just this set.
Yeah,
but like
I can tell you, I've been playing this game for a long time, and I can tell you for sure that this is definitely Sarah the Great's best character from what I've seen. I'm not calling Ridley a complicated character. Like, you can definitely figure it out with a bit of trial and error. But the fact that you're able to do it here on the main stage, on the broadcast this quickly, is really quite impressive.
Right, and we already see look, these anti-airs are coming out. Just getting in the oh my goodness, look at all these anti-airs coming out from Sarah the Great.
Did Smub come to the Welcome Week tournament? I think this might be the best player in Virginia, Smub Ridley.
Smub is definitely undercover right now. She is wearing the Smub alt right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is Smub.
Like, we need to check this out. So we need to see if like Smub's like in like a trench coat or something.
Yeah, we might have to check that out. I mean, what a beautiful start. I mean, Sarah has now been consistently intercepting Kangaroo Feet, as I complimented him on for these interceptions on landings. Sarah has been copying with these forward airs and doing a beautiful job of keeping Kangaroo Feet off stage. If he cannot figure out those Ridley angles, he's going to keep losing to that scenario. Look at Sarah as she air dodges in the blast zone first, as to not use a jump immediately. Does not quite get the up B out, but I love the idea.
Right, and just look at these F-tilts coming out. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, am I right? That's like this entire point of Ridley F-tilt. There's no reason for you not to stop using it if it keeps working. It's such a good poking tool, like you said. Ridley is kind of like a sword character, a lot of people would say. And F-tilt's one of those big like moves are kind of like that. It's like F-tilt, nair, and like forward air. That's pretty much like those kind of moves.
And we've stumbled upon a dead even game 5 here, Kyle. You've got to be careful now if you're either player. You land something like a back air, you land any smash attack, just like that one. You've got to be careful that Ridley up smash poking through the Battlefield platform.
Right, we do see Kangaroo Feet finally getting some footing in this set for the first time since game 2. But we do see...
uses
no,
both
you have to
jumps,
up B there.
but does not get the up B. Man, Sarah the Great does not complete the reverse 3-0 with Kangaroo Feet's character. Shout out to Kangaroo Feet for stopping the reverse 3-0. I got to give that shout out. Not an easy thing to do. You can really get in your own head, be like, man, can I really figure this out? Have I been solved? But, you know, only faced that one recovery mistake and ended up actually edge guarding Sarah the Great to death. No one has yet figured out the Ridley recovery, but once they do, they will be a scary player.
Right, and like we saw a lot of like in-game like learning from
Yes.
Sarah the Great. Like we had a talk with her around when like tryouts started, and she told us she's very new to the game. She like just started playing, and we just saw her learn in real time. I think it's a beautiful thing to see. Just people like learn the game like as they play a tournament set. We see like what works for them. And immediately, you could jump right into another game.
Yeah.
We see Irish, who I believe is one of our Rocket League players, into Rudy playing random and getting Yoshi.
Yes, Rudy has locked random for the game number 1. Rudy didn't want to accidentally go the same character twice, so he's like, I better go random just so I can't get the same character I've already played. Don't want to accidentally do that. And the Yoshi here going to go into Irish's Game & Watch. We'll see how it can get on here as the aerial attacks are indeed going to be flinging from both of these players.
Right, the bombs are flinging, the eggs are rolling, these keys are going down, and the floater's trying to get caught with that floater. I do like the idea from Irish, but
yeah, you've got to be careful off stage versus the Yoshi. That nose is looking for a spike.
Right, and right back here coming out from Irish. We do see, there we go, great up smash coming out from Rudy.
Yeah, got to be careful when you're entering either of these characters' spaces, honestly. You don't want to swing wrong or they might just beat you out. You've got to choose your spots, use a little bit of shield, get them caught in the wrong spot, and then attack them in sometimes. But these two just willing to scrap with one another. Irish throwing out the bucket, but is going to SD there, cannot find his way back to the stage.
And yeah, very unfortunate coming out from Irish. And you can tell Irish, we've talked with Irish last year before, and he's also told us he's very new to the game as well. But, it's still good to see that he wants to try his hand at this tournament. And we do see, he's not, for your first tournament, it's not really about your placements. It's about having the courage to even go up there and compete.
Oh, and a big spike there from Rudy. That's a tough spot to be. And yeah, like you said, Irish having trouble navigating the Yoshi, but I think if Rudy draws a character that they're a little less familiar with, Irish could stand a chance. The edge guards were definitely a tough thing. Edge guards in general are a tough thing to navigate if you're not very used to the game. If you're not fully comfortable with recovering with your character, it's not like you can come up with new routes on the spot. That's something that you learn from a lot of playing the game. So if you get a character that really can't go off stage, let's say like something like a Fox, something like even like a Roy that can't go that far off stage like Yoshi can, I think Irish will have a much better time playing the neutral game on the stage.
Right, and part of me was wondering if that random pick was kind of like, how we were talking about earlier, how Rudy likes to play like a different character every game.
Yes.
I wonder if Rudy was just running out of characters. They just ran out like things to play like on top of their head. You're like, well, let the game decide for me.
Yeah. I can't come up with any more characters that I want to play right now. I'm going to let the game decide. And we are going to see the Aegis come back out. Irish definitely does not love to see this. Now he's going to have to contest with even more range, and the speed does not go down, but Irish misses the first 9 that he grabs.
Right, and you do see Irish swapping to the blue Game & Watch on Kalos. I do like this idea. It is...
That's hilarious if intentional.
Yeah, if intentional, it's very ethically questionable, selecting the blue ult. No, missing the DI on the promise of dying at 80 on a very tall blast zone like Kalos.
Yeah, this Pyra kill power is nothing to scoff at, and you got to be careful around these Mithra aerials. Game & Watch, a very strong character, as is Aegis, but, when you're playing this uphill speed battle, you kind of got to make some call-outs on the Mithra player, and Sean is just not guessing correctly at this moment. The sword is just too long. It's just difficult to navigate.
Right, and we do see it's just been stuck up by the power, and another high promise roll will take out Irish's second stock, and Irish looking a little confused just from sitting on the Angel platform, just trying to fish for some sort of judge high roll here, either like an 8 for a freeze or a 9 for just getting the KO flat out.
Yeah, Irish has been fishing for these 9 hammers and has not found one yet. It seems like they take a break from the 9 hammers, try to get some damage, but then try to sling one, try to make you get hit by that 9 and lose a stock nice and early. But once we're at a percent like this, where we're like over 100, now the hammer's risk reward is really skewed because it is a very difficult move to land. So when you do land the 9, you want it to be at 30%, not at 120.
Right, and we do see Irish trying to find some footing.
Oh,
Another
lands the
judge.
4.
But yeah, that near max rage back there, almost taking the KO, but that up air will, and a very swift 3-stock coming from Rudy in this game too.
Yeah, the Aegis a little bit too powerful there for Irish. I mean, a very difficult character to play against, and it's just difficult to land, difficult to get anything going. So that was really good showing from Rudy, avoiding the side B hammers. You know that's what Irish was looking for. So if they were able to avoid those situations, able to find their hits when they were given to them, they were going to come out on top in that game. And I would bet money we're not going to see that Aegis again in this set, because that was just far too easy. You know, gotta change it up a bit.
Right, and you'd be right. We do see Rudy going for random again. We did get Min.
Now this is a tough one, Kyle. I'm curious to see how Irish navigates the Min, because this is one I could see going either way.
Yeah, because I'm not really exactly sure if Rudy really is familiar with how Min is meant to be played. We do see, oh my goodness, reflecting
Irish
the
is
bomb.
already at 80% off of 2 smash attacks. You know, although Min is difficult to play, she does still have the longest range in the game, and you're still gonna have to find a way in.
Yeah, so we do see that reflect coming out forward, taking a lot of percent with a reflected bomb, and we do see the recognition from Rudy to go for the Megawatt as, you know, Game Watch, very light character in Megawatt. It's a very strong move, and just keep reflecting all these bombs, because, you know, for some reason they felt the need. Oh my goodness!
Irish lands the 9 hammer, but SDs immediately afterwards as he could not contain his excitement.
And Rudy also fell off the stage as well.
Rudy giving a homie stock.
Are we
a free stock to the opponent.
Are we homie stocking in 2025?
I believe we are. I believe we are.
I thought we were past this. I thought we were done with homie stocking.
I don't think so, Kyle. I think we are still homie stocking, and I think Rudy is still looking like the favorite to win this game, as the arms do keep a sling in here, and Irish just cannot seem to find his way in. He's going to need another 9 hammer soon, but the edge guards Min can edge guard you from the ledge. It's going to be a difficult thing to navigate there for Irish, and that is going to be his tournament life. Wow, great job to Rudy for navigating the Min there, and great job to Irish for finally landing the 9 he's been looking for the entire set.
Right, he did land his 1.
He did.
Even though somehow it cost him his second stock, I just don't think he realized that, like, he was off stage once he hit it. But I mean, yeah, he did hit it, and we did see. I'm looking at the bracket here. We did see some. You know, it's moving on pretty fast. We're almost to the semifinals already, and I'm really sad we didn't get to see this round one set just by looking at the names alone, because one was named The Tune. Right. We had a conversation about this earlier, about this really good Steve player that is not the one we're talking about, but we just made a joke. Oh my gosh, it's Tune. Yeah. And we saw this person with the tag Zaxby's Enjoyer.
Oh, yes, I did want to watch Zaxby's Enjoyer. Are they out of the bracket?
Yeah, it was apparently it's a Game 5 set between the Tune and Zaxby's Enjoyer.
That's actually so tragic.
That sounded like a hot set. I would have loved to watch that. And Zaxby's Enjoyer, you know. And I got to say, it's a good place. Zaxby's is some good food.
This guy getting the free advertising on the stream. I'm looking over at our matches here. It looks like we got 2 more matches at least in progress, so we'll let you guys know when we have a match to go here. It looks like we may be on a bit of a wait for matches to complete before we can move on to future matches. But who are we looking at in the future here to continue?
We have Rudy waiting in semifinals, as well as Eyes, who did try out before, and our Politan/Roy player. Pretty solid player, but we're just waiting on 2 sets between Serena Turner and the Tune. I'm assuming they're.
I believe that's going on.
Yeah, both sets are happening right behind us.
They're both going on now.
Off stream, but after those sets, we should be getting our semifinals matches lined up, and we have Wayne Blade, the Pikachu, who also tried out for us, and Kangaroofy, who we saw previously before.
The Ridley.
Yeah, the Ridley, but.
They are currently playing Kirby Yoshi right now, so I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to assume that's a random pick, because I don't think I've ever seen Dwayne go either of those characters. And I've
seen Wayne play Kirby.
You have? Okay, then he's probably on the Kirby then. But I definitely have never seen Ollie off the Ridley, so I think that looks like a random ditto to me.
Maybe maybe Kangaroo Feet just wanted to break from the Ridley. Maybe wanted to just play a random character. Maybe just
Sarah the Great was too powerful. You have to give up the Ridley to a successor.
Maybe it scared him for a second. It's like, hold on, this Ridley is kind of powerful. I need to. Thankfully, I still had 3 games to adapt to it.
That's it. I'm picking up Game & Watch if someone goes Ridley dittos me in the future. We're not playing the game anymore.
Yeah, and we just get word Serena Turner and the Toon did just wrap up. The Toon did beat Serena Turner 3-0, so now we're just waiting on Wayne Blade and Kangaroo Feet. But I do believe we do have one of our semifinals matches lined up now. It should be Rudy and the Toon.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing Rudy for the 3rd time now on stream. Curious to see what characters we go. I have to say, I think the Aegis may be my favorite for as far as Rudy's characters. I don't know if you agree.
I was thinking either the Aegis or the Nest. I don't think the Kaz is exactly it compared to the Aegis or the Nest, but the Nest is looking pretty strong as well.
Yeah, you have that. We got the PK rocket kill on the pit. Can't forget about that.
Racking up like 80% with like 3 PK fires.
Oh, right. We got the PK fire forward smash. Oh, haven't seen a player yet that knows how to deal with that. So curious to see if we get any SDI enjoyers or perhaps some outspacing enjoyers versus the PK fires. But it can be difficult to avoid them.
Right, and Wayne Blade and Kangaroo Feet did just wrap up.
What was that?
Wayne Blade did 3-0 Kangaroo Feet. So we do have our semifinals matches set up. I do believe they will be called in just a second. But yeah, it should be Rudy versus the Toon and Eyes versus Wayne Blade. Eyes and Wayne Blade.
That should be a good one.
Yeah, that's what I want to see because both of these players.
I actually want to see both these, yeah.
Because both of these have, both Eyes and Wayne Blade did try out. I do think they had some pretty strong showings at tryouts. So I think having these two play each other in like a competitive set, I think that would be a pretty telling way of showing their skill.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll likely give it all on the field there. I don't expect random from them. Maybe we'll see it. I know at least Eyes has a couple different characters in the pocket. Dwayne keeping it mostly to Pikachu and Incineroar, but Dwayne, a player that both these players were planning on playing on SU Smash to some capacity. I expect them to. So looking forward to seeing them on the stage here, continue to compete here. And then we got Rudy versus the Toon. The Toon is the only player that I will say did not come to tryouts that I'll be looking out for to see what they got, see if they can take down. Rudy has been very hot here on many different characters. Looks like Dwayne is getting set up here on the main setup, so it looks like we might get to see him versus Eyes. We will have to see shortly. You can see Griffin, Nate here, our TOs, getting everything together here, making sure that everything's set up here, finding the players, making sure their controllers work, navigating the bracket. Shout out to them for making everything run smoothly.
Right, I think both Eyes and Wayne Blade are sat down, so they will be quickly going over stages to either going to ban or gentlemen, whatever it may be. It's taking a little bit, so I imagine they're going to start banning. But I think that means that they're going to try to take this seriously, which I think is a great thing. Considering what I said before, I think they're kind of pretty close to each other and kind of skill level wise. So I think them showing off what they have for each other, I think it's going to be a great thing. Yeah,
and it does look like Rudy and Toon sat down on the side setup as well. So it looks like that match will not be on stream, but we will keep you guys informed when that match ends of who comes out on top of that, because I am curious to who wins that one. Because I don't know if you looked at Toon's bracket. Does he have any wins on players that came to tryouts?
Serena Turner.
Serena
Turner is one of our players.
That was a 3-0. So
yeah. Serena Turner did try out, and it was a 3-0. So pretty telling, I think, for the Toon. We didn't see them for tryouts.
Yeah, they make the finals versus the winner of Wayne for Life, or Wayne Blade and Eyes. Yeah, the winner of that will go on to the final. So I hope we see that. If not, Rudy may come out on top. I have no idea who's going to win that set. I have not seen the Toon play whatsoever yet. So your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, it's hard. Like you said, it's hard to tell how well the Toon's going to do versus Rudy because we have never seen them play. We've gotten for all the other players in this top 4, we've gauged some some gauge of how they play or what kind of skill level they fall under. But for the team, we just know nothing about them.
Yeah, and we are going to see the Palutena versus Pikachu. So these two bringing out their best characters here in the Welcome Week Tournament semifinals. I hope you guys are excited. This should be the highest level match of the night thus far. We got Eyes, we got Wayne for Life, also known as Wayne Blade. Let's get into it on Smashville.
Right, and yeah, we do see these heavy neutral coming out. Wayne Blade getting these up tilts, but not going to quite convert off them just yet. And trying to go for a dash attack from Eyes, and maybe just playing a little bit more neutral with these auto reticles. Keep being a very small character. It could be very hard to hit.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed from Wayne Blade is that he goes for these T-Jolts to a point. He'll throw like 2 or 3 T-Jolts, and then he's done T-Jolting. Then he's running at you. And he's going to try to land these big drag-down combos. He's going to try to land these Thunders, and whether or not you can avoid those situations. But as you can see, even if Pikachu doesn't land any big combos, even if he's just chipping you out, you end up at these high percents already, and you're already in up throw danger, but a nice air dodge there from Eyes going to avoid any up throw Thunder shenanigans and pushing Wayne for Life off stage, where he has to be really careful here at these mid percents.
All right, so trying to stuff out that T-Jolt with the back air, the invincible back air, but not quite fast enough on the draw there. And there we go. There's
the drag down. Not going to do it.
Wow, just barely surviving. Great DI and the panic air dodge coming up from Eyes, but Wayne Blade, great recognition to just cover that option.
Yeah, it gets a little bit Skull Bash heavy there, goes the wrong direction. Gonna get caught by the Explosive Flame, gotta be careful there. Watch out for the up air also. Eyes getting these juggles down, gotta keep this Pikachu in the air. If he gets on the ground, he's a lot more annoying to deal with, and that small frame is gonna allow that back air to whiff as well. And you can see these T-Jolts racking up the damage. Careful where you jump. Wayne is catching you with the Thunder. Eyes does not have a safe place to be here on Smashville. It's just so closed. Wayne is just always on top of you.
Right. And
almost gets a Skull Bash.
I thought we were going to see a counter there. I thought that would have made the most sense. But yeah, like Wayne Blade just trying to catch all of these jumps with the Thunders. This is a Pikachu I've seen is very reliant on Thunder for either Thunder callouts or something like that. But wow, just
yeah,
what a dash attack to take the stock. And Ice struggling a little bit trying to find his opening, try to take the stock, try to find some resemblance of footing in this game 1.
Yeah, Wayne Blade looking great here and some amazing DI there on the forward air. If you can continue this chip damage and just avoid these kill options, all of a sudden you're making Eyes panic a little bit. Why can't I kill this rat? It's because he's just so elusive here. That up smash is something that Eyes will look for a lot of times to KO. Finally gets the back air on the dash in there from Wayne. You got to be careful when you're contesting Palutena back air. It is invincible. You can't really challenge it directly. But Eyes only one stock down here, and Wayne continues to catch him when he goes above with these thunderclouds. You've got to be careful up there.
Right, and you see another jab come in from Eyes, but not going to get quite much off it. Trying to retreat to the center stage. Amazing back air. And
yes, great back air.
Great waiting with those safe back airs there. Wayne for Life, not really showing any willingness to kind of parry these back airs, so there's no reason for Eyes to not just start throwing them out.
Great patience there by Wayne as well. Knew the up smash was coming that time. Doesn't want to get to ledge too hastily there. Eyes still has not found a reliable way of punishing these T-Jolts. Has tried some different methods there, but does punish the Thunder there very well. Tricks Wayne Blade into going for that Thunder, thinking that he would go above. But Eyes, great navigation there. Figuring some things out as the set goes on. Gonna have to do it a little faster, though, if he wants to take this game.
Right, and another great back here from Eyes. However, not going to quite catch anything, but try and get some platform pressure. Wayne Blade, great retreat with the quick attack, and that's not going to quite do it, but in a very dangerous situation, Wayne probably just trying to throw out these, very, very preemptive smash attacks, especially with Pikachu forward smash as being the move that's great for lingering, and let's see it again. Just Wayne Blade just wants to end this game, but maybe a little too much. Maybe trying to rush it a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, Eyes just swinging these back airs, trying to catch the Pikachu, being too hasty, but does the back throw properly, gonna survive a little bit longer here, but no, goes too high on the recovery, had the option to go low there, but just wanted to get back to the stage as soon as possible, and now Eyes in the last stock scenario, gonna try to get some damage here with the down throw. Neutral air misses the first, but picks up the second, and now this is a very scary spot for Pikachu as Palutena approaches the higher percents. She does more knockback as she grows in percent, but the run-up forward smash is going to catch the auto reticle. That seems to be a consistent problem for Eyes in this matchup. That's now the second time he's got caught with an auto reticle. This time, he lost his stock for it. The stock before, he barely didn't lose his stock from the Pikachu dash attack. So it's great to pressure from afar with Palutena. It's a great tool to have in your kit, but you really got to be careful with a quick character like Pikachu when he can punish you.
Right, I think at this point, auto reticle is just being like a bane for Eyes, because Pikachu, like we keep saying, such a small character, and auto reticle it locks on to where the opponent currently is, not where they're like going to go. And without Pikachu being a very fast character and very small character, that's 90% of the time that's not going to hit Pikachu. The Pikachu just keeps moving. Like,
and Wayne is a very movement player. Like, he is not staying in one spot for more than 2 seconds.
Right. So I don't think it's really worth it to go for any auto reticles at all. I think what Eyes was doing with those back airs, just stuffing out those dash attacks or those T-jolts, using those invincible moves like back air and dash attack, that was working really well for them. And the moment they gave up the potential lead from making back that first 3-stock comeback was just throwing out those auto reticles. I think that's what cost them the game.
Yeah, I think the air-to-air was going very well for Eyes, both in the juggling realm, in the ledge trapping realm, in the neutral realm. It was all great stuffing with back air, but also with things like grab into neutral air, into up air, things that, like contesting T-Jolt with aerials. Those are things that Palutena can definitely do, and that's something that I want to see more here as we move on to PS2. This can be a tempting stage to use those specials, but your aerials are also very powerful on every stage. As Wayne shows off his powerful aerials, a jump gets sniped early from Eyes, but I don't think Wayne Blade realized it.
Right, great dash attack coming out from Eyes, stuffing out the forward smash with the jab, and you see some more zone here, and more auto reticles from Eyes. Not sure if I agree with it. I think we only seen one full round of auto reticles actually hit Wayne Blade, and yeah,
maybe one particle will hit him, but it's really difficult to get the maximum amount of damage out of it. It's much more consistent if you just take your one hit as Palutena that does 15 rather than your one multi-hit projectile, and that's the multi-hits I want to see right there. That neutral air, forward air, that's going to be your consistent damage versus Pikachu that you want to get on the board. But speaking of consistent damage, that Thundercloud that Wayne loves to go for, that's going to be his main kill option. If he doesn't want you to survive, past 100%, that's going to do it right there, and that's something that Eyes cannot get caught by if he wants to win this set. But great stuff to Wayne Blade for continuing to find these spots.
Right, and yeah, Wayne Blade, Eyes just trying to play a little bit more scrappy. I think it's a much better idea, trying to match the speed that Wayne Blade was trying to set with just Pikachu having these really good base
Avoids the
stats.
thunder that time.
And yeah, and Eyes kind of slowly realizing that Palutena is also fast, having a solid dash speed, having a great air speed, and just being a fast follower just lets her be a very scrappy character with those safe aerials as well. Safe back air and another invincible move and dash attack. Eyes slowly realizing that it can bode well for him, but Wayne Blade, I think, trying to fish for another thunder there, but not willing to pull the trigger.
Eyes is bringing out the teleports now, which I think is a very good thing to try to land versus this Pikachu. As long as he continues to avoid those thunders, that's going to be a way to quickly get back to the ledge, land things like these back throws. Because if you slowly descend to the ground, it's sometimes easier for Pikachu to follow you and then attack your landing. So those warps make Pikachu make a decision quickly, because Palutena can choose any direction on her warp. It's not quite like Ridley up B. You can go any direction and you'll end up there quite fast.
Right, I do think a Pikachu up here will take the stock around at this point, and at this point, it is a little worth it, if your Eyes try to play a little bit more defensively, probably play a little bit more whiff punch, because like you said before about the Wayne Blade T-Jolts, you do see, oh my goodness!
Holy privilege from Palutena there. And a big forward smash. Eyes has been playing this past 30 seconds absolutely beautifully, locking down Wayne and making sure that he cannot approach these invincible tools, staying at a disadvantage with the warp. I think Eyes is beginning to figure this out. We've now seen multiple times where Wayne has been approaching with these T-Jolts, and he is getting stuffed out by these Palutena attacks.
Right, it's like what you said before. Wayne Blade would throw out these T-Jolts to an extent, and at some point, I guess, just gets bored, and we do see they eventually just run out of patience, and Eyes just you can see that he's just running through this patience here, just catching these overshoots that Wayne Blade's trying to go for, not going to quite get the shield hook with the down smash, and Just a little bit
right
more
idea.
patience, and Eyes will have survived a lot longer. Just limit to 193, especially versus Pikachu, is such a great stock for you to hold on to.
Yeah, Eyes has looked very, very good this second stock, and I hope he can continue to look this good for the third, as we will have to force Wayne to then adapt. Eyes does have a small lead, but it could dwindle here, as it is easier for Pikachu to end up with this chip damage. We see a lot of these Thunder Jolts connecting. We see a lot of these aerials connecting. And one thing that Eyes has been doing a great job of stuffing is these Thunder Jolt approaches. So it's up to Wayne to figure out a different way to attack this Palutena. Can I get some grabs in? Can I run in there without the Thunder Jolt? Because these Thunder Jolts, they're getting attacked through, almost like a Yoshi egg or something like a Dr. Mario pill. Sometimes you can just attack through it and attack the person who is throwing the projectile. And these wings, I'm not sure if they're misinputs for dash attack, but they certainly work. Even though the move isn't invincible like that back air, at contesting, Pikachu trying to approach and yeah, trying to recover too high again here. Eyes with the explosive flame. That's the spot where you want to use that projectile to contest those recoveries. And contesting this Pikachu is the name of the game in this past two stocks for
Right,
Eyes.
and like we said before, Avery, these auto records were like really like being like a boon for being detrimental
It was,
to
yeah.
Eyes, and the moment he stopped using them like as often, it worked a lot better.
It
for
looked
him.
really good.
And something I wanted to bring up, we did get word that Rudy versus the Toon finished up the Toon 3-0'd Rudy, and so we will be seeing the Toon in the finals.
This
of
makes me
tournament.
happy, Kyle.
Yeah, because I wanted to see what they're doing, because
Clearly they're doing something right.
yeah, because we have not seen them on stream. I have not seen who they play. I tried getting a peek during one of the games before, but the monitor they play on, it is tilted to like away from me, so I couldn't tell who they were playing. But yeah, I mean that's gonna be exciting, right? We get, a mystery player in the finals of this tournament that I have not seen, or the people at home have seen either.
Yeah, that is very exciting. As I have brought up before, I'm sorry if you're tired of me hearing it, but both players that you see on your screen right now have come to the Shenandoah Smash tryouts. They both have a very strong case for making one of the teams here at Shenandoah. We'll see how Varsity and Academy shakes up, but I'm sure they'll be representing the university in some capacity in Smash Bros. As you can see, the talent being displayed on your screen, so it's great to see them come out here. But the Toon is a complete mystery to us, and we're going to see who can take them on. Is it going to be the Palutena? Is it going to be the Pikachu? It is definitely up to Wayne Blade to adapt in this moment, because Eyes has seemingly figured out the game plan that works versus Wayne Blade. So we'll have to see what he can change to shake things up.
Right, and we do see some more T-Shell camping through Wayne
Look at
Blade.
these short hops over them, though.
Yeah, and we do see again Wayne Blade getting too impatient with these T-Jolts. Maybe for like a newer player, like you might not be hitting these T-Jolts, but you're still getting some value out of it. You're getting like information how they want to deal with it, or like maybe potentially how they want to like go around your zoning, or like how you want to like dismantle their defense. But Wayne Blade, maybe in Wayne Blade's case, maybe they're like, these aren't really hitting. I'm not really sure what value I'm getting, so I'm just gonna approach again.
Yeah, and Pikachu, I mean, such a fast character, as we've said before. It's not like he needs a T-Jolt to approach, but he definitely likes the T-Jolt. It just gets him a little bit of a barrier that he can sometimes get an opponent to shield so that he can grab it. If, Eyes is going for too much attack versus T-Jolt, maybe you go for T-Jolt, run in, but not the full way. You stop in your tracks and then punish the attack that Eyes goes for. And I didn't mention this, but we are back on Town City. I believe we went this stage last game as well. And this stage is one that you have to be very careful, specifically when you're on the ledge, because those horizontal blast zones where you die off the side are at their narrowest on this stage. So you have to be careful of getting hit by Palutena back air at the ledge, getting hit by Pikachu forward smash at the ledge. Those stocks are going to fly if you get hit by those kind of moves.
Well, both moves that these players are trying to go for, it seemed to really have chemistry with the side blast as well. We do see Wayne Blade trying to, get the KOs either with the down smash, the forward smash, or the thunder, as we do see, that all of those kill on the side, and Eyes trying to get those stocks either through a forward smash or like a back air.
I think Wayne Blade thought he might have had Palutena up smash there for a second, trying to up smash the Palutena that was on the top Town and City blast zone or platform. That's definitely an Eyes up smash if I've ever seen one. Eyes loves to go for those up smash to catch you coming to above as Wayne likes to go for the Thunders. And Wayne has definitely slowed down a bit here with the T-Jolt. Let's see how he approaches here. He did go for the grab that time, so a bit of a different approach there. That's what I like to see from Wayne here as we're avoiding these Palutena dash attacks. Definitely love to see that as well. You've got to be careful when you're at this 150%, but Eyes, the spacing just too good, is going to land one eventually.
Yeah, dropping the shield a little too early. Waneblade will be taking the first, will be losing their first stock of this game 3. And this game's pretty important, Avery, because basically whoever wins this game sets the pace for the next one, right? Like they'll have the advantage to, you know, they only need one more game to win the set, while the other needs 2, which even if, you know, let's say, for example, let's say Eyes wins this game, they would only need one more game to win the set, but Waneblade still need 2. But for Eyes' case, this still gives them a ton of time to adapt, and eventually, if they do get to a Game 5 scenario, it will be Eyes' counterpick.
The counterpick stage and counterpick character. Keep in mind, these two could potentially swap characters as well. I don't foresee Eyes swapping because I believe his second best character is Roy, and I can't imagine you would want to play Roy Pikachu, but maybe they will. Who knows?
I mean, I know Palutena, you know, kind of struggles versus the Rats, Pikachu especially, but we do see, you know, Eyes willing to learn. So just sticking with this Palutena has been, you know, working in spades.
Look at these warps.
Yeah, almost dying there, but still grabbing the ledge.
But if you think Palutena's going to die, that means she did it perfectly.
Right, because how daring they were running into that explosive flame. Not quite take the KO yet, but one more good back air will do it. And we see, oh no, getting caught on the slant. Waneblade almost getting the cross, like under the stage. Quick attack, but will not quite be it. And amazing conversions with the back air dash attack, catching Waneblade swinging out of a disadvantage with the Nair.
Waneblade does say that he watches Shiny Mark sometimes, and that was definitely a Shiny Mark play there, trying to go underneath of Town and City, but just misses the mark there, and it's going to end up a stock down now because of it. This spells disaster for Waneblade, as now he really needs to find these early kills, which Pikachu does not exactly have in spades. He has to find this chip damage to get those drag downs that Wayne's so known for, as he looks for it there, but even that wouldn't have done it at only 84%.
Yeah, look at this avoidance coming out from Eyes. What a read!
I like that
from Eyes, and
wow.
You know, didn't quite get it, but put some fear into Waneblade there, all getting the back throw to steal the stock.
Yeah, that was certainly some fear there coming out from Waneblade, and how could you not be scared? I mean, that SD was unfortunate, but you were under a lot of pressure at the ledge. I really like Wayne's play there to go underneath the stage. Like, all right, I'm avoiding this Palutena ledge trap. This is too much. If I get hit by invincible back air here, I am in big trouble. So you want to go under the stage, you lose the stock. That's unfortunate. What's really unfortunate is when you start getting hit by those combo starters, then the next stock, you end up at the same percents versus Palutena, and Palutena just, that's where she wants to be, right? She doesn't want to be at a place where she has to find that damage quicker than Pikachu. Pikachu has that chip damage, but doesn't have those really burst kills that come from things that aren't like drag down into down smash or bridge combos, and even things like that. They don't kill super early unless you get them in the perfect spot.
Right, and the direction of this set's going to be a pretty interesting one, because we do see Waneblade's counter pick here. I don't think he's going to swap off the Pikachu, but I think the stage
You
really
don't think the Incineroar's coming out?
No.
Wayne does have an Incineroar, in case you wanted to know at home.
Yeah, I don't think your bias is going to win him over this time with that character, Avery. But I do think the stage here really matters a lot. Like, I'm not really sure in this case what Waneblade would want here, because like if he was really committed to camping with these T-Souls, you might want a bigger stage. But we do see eventually Waneblade will run out of patience and just start swinging again.
I mean, you want bigger than Town? I mean, what, you go like a PS2, get home
like
field advantage?
Kalos? Like, I don't know.
Waneblade has not gone Kalos, and that's something that I really I don't love.
Maybe Ice banned Kalos after game 2. I don't know.
Could be. I mean, in tryouts, he also would not go Kalos for some reason. It's just not a stage that Waneblade goes to. The T-Jolts do ride up the wall. That could potentially help him with getting ledge trapped. We are going to just run it right back to Town and City. And I understand why Waneblade likes this stage. Obviously, you saw him unsuccessfully go under the stage, but Pikachu can do that. He can also do tricks where he, fake goes under the stage. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do there. And like I said before, Pikachu's drag down combos, his bridge combos, they do very, very well on this stage. And it's just a matter of landing them. If he can figure out this neutral game of figuring out, why are my T-Jolts getting stuffed out? Why can I not get that initial burst, that initial hit, then sometimes he can open up those kills with drag down, down smash, or up air, forward air, something like that.
Right, and it's potentially Wayne Blade's tournament of life here, but we do see some more comments coming out from Eyes, and we see that with the lack of like I was saying, these like over commitments coming from Wayne Blade, getting caught out by Eyes, just stuffing him out.
He wants
with
more.
These back airs. How about another back air, huh? Like, okay, and wow, yeah, we've seen a lot of panic coming out from Wayne Blade, just immediately trying to get something going with a jump call with the Thunder, but like, I just had like 20. What is Pikachu really going to get from that? Like, you're not really going to take a stock off it. You're going to get like a lot of percent, but like, you can just do that from like a standard Pikachu combo.
Yeah, if you play casual Smash at home, you might have never seen a Palutena play like this. Eyes is denying space. That shield attack that Palutena uses, where she either lunges forward with the shield or uses it in the air, that is a move that just beats other moves. It is intended to keep your opponent from doing something. It's just like, stop, don't do that. And it's just been working so well against Wayne. You can see as he shields it right there, it's very punishable. But if you try to attack it, you try to navigate in the space that shield is in, you're in big trouble. And when you're at 130%, something like a Palutena back throw is certainly going to put you in the blast zone.
Right. I think Ice's, oh my goodness, Ice's philosophy with Doom, his T-Jolts, where he would not really like try to punish the first T-Jolt. He would just, try to jump around it.
See that forward
smash? And then wait to see what Wayne Blade will do after that first T-Jolt. And if it's another T-Jolt, Ice goes for the back air and stuffs it out and gets some more momentum that way.
Yeah, these forward smash just are continuing to come out from Eyes. I'm really curious if those are misinput dash attacks, but we keep seeing them.
I think at this
so
point
I
it
think
has
they're
to be
consistent.
deliberate. It has to be deliberate at this point because it's working 80% of the time.
Yeah, he is landing most of them, I will say that.
Yeah, so it has to be intentional because he's catching a lot of these whenever Wayne Blade would try to just like overcommit or just overshoot with like Pikachu's movement, and it's been working most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, the Wings of Fate are coming for Wayne Blade here. He has got to navigate those if he wants to win this game number 4 here. This is the game that he has to win in order to bring this set to the decider. And going for these double Thunders here, he's trying to get those early kills that I was talking about on Town and City. That Thundercloud is certainly a tool that can be used to take early stocks. But Eyes has not yet gotten hit by one of those that has killed him early since the very first game. And that's that adaptation that has been coming out. And Eyes, what a beautiful back air over the second T-Jolt. As you said, Kyle, you know, we're talking about how Wayne is approaching with the T-Jolts, but if he can't even get the T-Jolts out, he's in big trouble.
Right, Wayne Blade's potentially last stock of the tournament. Eyes up currently 2-1, you know, making some good movement here and the Tri-State Twister.
That was excellent. Yeah, that was a new one.
Yeah, we haven't seen that coming out in this tournament yet, but you see a down trying to cover some space. More stuffing from these back airs, incredible from Eyes. And we see, you know, Wayne Blade trying to make something happen here, try to force a Game 5 scenario, but we do see, you know, some shenanigans, you know, trying to grab Palutena, but still very slippery, just like almost as much as Pikachu, but, you know, a Game 5 scenario slowly slipping away from Wayne Blade as he's, you know, just honestly struggling to find some sort of, you know, opening to try to take this second stock from Eyes, and there we go. That down smash will be it. A potential Game 5 scenario is on the horizon, but currently Eyes does not want to give it up with more stuffing from these invincible moves.
And this is a perfectly fine spot for Wayne Blade. Getting to 90 here at the ledge is scary. Oh, does not come back to the stage. If you got back to the stage there, it was a fine spot, but if Eyes ledge traps you like that, you're in big trouble. That up smash is something that he loves to use at the ledge there. You go high, you're in trouble. Pikachu having the tools to go low, but Wayne's like, please let me get back. I don't want to get back there again. But Eyes with the up smash saying, I'm not going to let you get Pikachu's potent low percent combos on me. I'm just going to finish this right here and now.
Right, and yeah, finishing with the signature Eyes up smash. He's been holding off on that for this sec, knowing that, you know, Pikachu's a very mobile character. It's going to be very hard to land on, so you only need a hard call like that. But when the pressure is high, knowing that Wayne Blade has to make something happen to force a Game 5 scenario, I think that made sense there. You know, the pressure's high, just throw out a different option that, you know, Wayne Blade is not used to seeing before, and that's what took the Game 4 there. So now we're going to see a Game 5 between Eyes and the Toon, and I'm really excited about this one because Ice. We've already seen what Ice can do. Very powerful player from this turn, from what we've seen. But the Toon, we know nothing of. We know nothing about who this person could be.
This is very exciting. Let's make some predictions here. If you had to pick a character that the Toon will go, I mean, do we go with the Toon Link? I mean, can you pick anyone else?
Or maybe we're talking about like Toon, the South American Steve, right?
Yes.
South American Steve. Might be seeing Steve. I'm not.
If we saw a Steve come out here versus Eyes, we might be in for a heater, Kyle. I don't know.
It could be a heater. We'll have to see.
If we see those back airs come out against Minecart like he was doing versus Wayne, I think the Steve will struggle.
Okay, we just got word from Prod who the Toon plays, and it's no. Never mind. We just got
Ian has his prediction in.
He has his prediction. He's predicting King DDD. If you want to get his 2 cents in, I thought he said King DDD, and I thought that's what I thought that like we got a confirmation. Oh yeah, he plays D. I'm like, oh, okay, that's not what I was expecting. But
Palutena DDD might be a show.
Maybe not be so fun for.
But we can see our finalists behind us if Kyle moves a little bit out of the way. They're having a little bit of a show here with Chase.
I think you can't really see Eyes that well. I think Toon's
yeah, Eyes is right behind
the
Toon here.
There you go.
There he is.
They just sat down for a set. Now if I move this way, you can see them play.
There's our competitors. There's our finalists, by the way. This is the last match of the night. I hope you guys have enjoyed the broadcast. It's been a pleasure casting it. We are already at the finals. A nice short one for you guys. Want to keep Welcome Week moving. These guys, of course, just getting acclimated to campus. Just wanted to introduce them to esports life here, what we do here. I hope a lot of these people continue to stick around, come to the Smash matches, support our teams, or even watch the broadcast. There's a lot to do here at the Shenandoah Esports Arena. I hope they get into casting. We are definitely in need of casters. We definitely are in need of prod people. So I hope they continue to come back and support the program. It's a pleasure having them around. And of course, my favorite game, Smash Bros. I hope they continue to play far beyond when I leave from here, because I want to continue supporting the team as they learn and grow. As Toon sets up the Pro-Con here, or perhaps the Joy-Cons. I don't know what they're playing on, but it
looks like a Pro Controller.
Got the Pro Controller? All right. So we're going to get those controls set up here as we move into the character select screen. We'll see how we counterpick the Palutena. It's going to be a difficult thing to do. Pikachu is actually one of those characters that Palutenas complain about a lot because he's really small, hard to hit. But Palutena doesn't have a lot of matchups that are like, this is really hard, or like, I can't figure this out. Aegis is annoying. Some others are annoying.
Like Steve, I've heard.
Yeah, Steve is like annoying, but definitely doable. But she's a very solid character. She has a lot of tools. She has invincible moves that can, keep any character from approaching her mindlessly. She has incredible juggle tools. We haven't seen a lot of up air juggles from Eyes. He's been going for more neutral air forward air and more lead trapping kills. So I'm hoping to see him go for a bit more juggling, especially if we go to a stage like Battlefield. Palutena could have some nasty up air extensions here.
Right, and I saw before when they were doing stage bans, they were actually RPSing. So we do see a lot of, we see that they're serious, right? And we did just get who the Toon plays.
The pick is in. Put it in chat. Put it in chat before you see it.
We're going to see it. Well, we see it, but you guys can't see it.
You guys don't. Put it in chat, and it's going to be Roy. So this is actually a fascinating pick for the Toon because Eyes also plays Roy. So This should be a matchup that he is familiar with. We'll have to see if Toon can bring out some new tricks.
Right, and it's going to be a very quick set one way or another because both these characters just love to go in. Roy just loves to be in your face all the time. And Palutena definitely has the tools to kind of make something like that happen.
And we are getting the juggles, Kyle. Did you see the Toon soar to 90% here off the bat? If you end up in the air too long versus Palutena, you're in trouble.
Right, and especially with a stage like Battlefield, those extra platforms definitely help with Ice's case and trying to get those up air juggles in. And it makes it much harder for the Toon to land, despite Roy being a fast faller.
Yeah, but Toon does have the sword at his disposal, so he can whack from a bit of a distance here against Palutena, but Roy is a character that likes to be really up close. His sweet spots are at the hilt of the sword, not at the tip of the sword. The explosive flame, Roy's not going to have enough firepower to avoid that one. gonna get caught on the ledge there and gonna have to crawl from behind here as Eyes just continues the onslaught of aerials. Toon can just not get around them.
Right, and I love that. I don't know if you saw that, Avery, when the Toon got put on the platform there and Eyes was trying to do a tech chase with that Nair, knowing that Toon was able to shield like the first half of it. He used the rest of the Moose Narration just drift away back into center stage. I love that sort of recognition from Eyes, knowing that it would have been unsafe if you were to just keep drifting towards the Toon. But you see the Toon just going for a lot of these maybe panic out of shield upbeats, and you do see not really working that well.
I really like that shield into neutral air against the dash attack, though. That is something that we have not seen from many players this tournament. And that's not an insult, just kind of something that you don't learn until you play Smash more, is that you have to shield. And Toon has been shielding a lot of these Eyes approaches and even getting the punish out of shield. So that's something I really like to see from Toon. You can see this is going to be a punish here. And Eyes has to be a little bit more careful when he's dancing around the Toon's shield, because he definitely knows how to secure those attacks out of it.
Right, and like you were saying earlier, shielding is very important in this part in the game because, even though Roy might not be one of those characters that gets a lot out of grabs, he doesn't have any kill throws or combo throws, at least at this percent. Grabbing discourages your opponent from shielding more, and especially for a character like Roy who just loves to swing, if you can somehow discourage your opponent from shielding as often as they were before, when you are a character that just loves to swing, that bodes really well for Roy.
Absolutely, and this game is a move-in, as we said, already down to 2 stocks to 1 here. Eyes is still up by almost an entire stock, but Toon still has a lot of time to adapt. These aerial combos have only gotten better from Eyes since the tournament began, and these tech chases as well. Where do you go, Kyle? He's all over you, continuing to go off stage as well. That's a piece of advice I actually gave Eyes, is to go off stage a little bit more, and he is sufficing here. Where does Roy go? You missed that up B. The wings are coming.
What a very strong showing from Eyes this very first game. Just dominance throughout most of the game. And we saw that last stock tech chase, those kind of those scenarios where it's just chasing him down.
It's beautiful.
Just amazing movement coming out from Eyes, and it's something that you really love to see in a game like Smash.
Yeah. When you're above Palutena, it's a difficult place to navigate, because sometimes when you dodge one aerial, you end up in the space of another, and that's what Eyes was doing a really good job of just recognizing where the Toon was. He's like, I'm going to hit you with this, and now you're going to choose this option to get out of this scenario, and I'm going to end up there with another attack. And when that situation leads you off stage, now you have to deal with a Palutena ledge trap, and Eyes has been doing so good in that spot, threatening with things like invincible back air so that you can't swing back at her. She's been threatening up smash at the ledge so that you can't go high. Not that Roy would want to very often anyways, but has been bringing that out versus characters like the Pikachu. So a difficult space to navigate when you can't be on the air, you can't be on the ledge. You have to win your neutral exchanges when we're both on the stage, and that's a tough thing to navigate. It can be difficult, but maybe a little bit more range would help as the Toon counterpicks to Ike.
Not sure about this one. I do think, Toon had some right ideas here, but, swapping to a character that can still kind of get run over by a player like Eyes, and they are starting this game too. And, but yeah, I think we are seeing small battlefield, but I do kind of like this change, as, the top platform did not, really end well for the Toon, as, it just kept him in the air for such a long time. And having that sort of, getting rid of that platform really helped, and it's helping him really try to land more often. But not sure what this, eye counter pick is, going to end up being.
I mean, it's a gamble, right? I mean, when you're swapping off your main to another character, I don't know who the Toon would consider his main character, but it's always a bit of a Hail Mary to see, what gets done, what doesn't. But I've already seen a lot of promise from this Ike. This air-to-air game is going to be a lot easier when you don't have to get as close. And also, your stray aerials will kill much earlier. Even that up air at only 110 just barely didn't take the stock of Eyes. And Eyes has to be a lot more careful of things like burst dash attack, things like neutral B at ledge. Even though Roy has some great options of killing, they're not quite the same as Ike's. So even if Eyes is less familiar in this matchup, as I mentioned before, he does also play Roy, that could also play into factor.
All right, we do see Toon, struggling to get a little bit of, some opening here. We do see like this forwarder get stuffed out by a back air, Palutena having 2 invincible moves, for like exactly like that. Like we see a great back air, and otherwise great back air from the Toon, but Ice just having that invincible back air showing to be such a big, a big struggle for the Toon to deal with.
Yeah, look at that back air to back air, back air to side B, man. The shield, so powerful, so invincible. You just cannot contest it. You can't. Doesn't matter if you've played this game for years. If you've picked it up today, that move, if you can't attack at the same time as it, you will lose.
Right, just such a very powerful move indeed. And I'm really sure, how the Toon is meant to be navigating such a move. And because like Ike doesn't really have a lot of mobility options to begin with.
Oh man,
very
really
ambitious
like
down air, but
no, I love it.
If you have, you have such a big lead, so I don't really see why not. You didn't lose your stock for it, so I don't think it was the worst.
Wow, catches the start of the up B too. I mean, you just cannot get out of disadvantage versus Eyes. His neutral, it looks so good. I don't think he's missed a turnaround back air yet. Just putting that shield in the face of his opponents. Finally, Toon gets out of forward air when the shield is not in play, and Toon's going to need a lot more of those. Even swinging the forward smashes already, how could you not when you're down this much? Ike definitely does not have any burst damage options, does not have any big combo throws. As you can see, not even able to land a down throw up air. So he has to get this damage really honestly by outspacing Palutena, and when that shield is in your face, it is a difficult game to play.
Okay, yeah, yeah, I mean, the Toon just cannot catch a break, right?
He's just in disadvantage.
He just keeps getting stuffed out by these backers. I'm kind of surprised that Eyes isn't really going for more up smash here, because you do see, Ike has to recover like a lot from like just using side B to retreat to center stage, and an up smash will easily catch that. So I'm not really sure why Eyes is going to opt for those to try to like either just catch the Toon like going for those early side Bs, or just to force him to go low, in which he can just counter the up B.
Yeah, it's a brutal thing recovering as Ike versus Palutena. Definitely not a spot you want to be in, but that wasn't even the worst of it. Just simply being in the air versus Eyes has been a nightmare for every single player that he has come across in this bracket. I mean, that back air is, certainly the biggest issue, but other tools like up air, like neutral air have been certainly in play as well. Like you said, the up smash can certainly come out as well. Eyes choosing to step off the gas a little bit here. He is actually going to go Roy, and showing Toon an advice or two. Like, here's how you would play Roy into me.
I'm not so sure, because
I don't know why the Roy's coming out. That's just my thoughts.
I was very impressed with what I saw lately from this Palutena, and so I'm not really sure why swapping to Roy would do for Eyes. Maybe it's like to prevent potential I
think he's showing off something different, if I had to guess.
Maybe
because I think Toon is probably going to swap as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that Ike was really the best counter pick you could have went for.
We could see a Roy Ditto. Might be difficult to tell these two apart. That is what we're going to see. Yeah, okay. This is exactly what I would have done if I was the Toon. Also, like if someone's swapping off their main to your main, you got to make them beat it. I mean, the only thing that this Roy has lost to has been the Eyes Palutena. He has not lost to Eyes Roy yet, so Eyes has to prove that he can do this as well.
Right, and you see a lot of these shenanigans in these Skype situations. As Roy doesn't really have the greatest out of shield. There's up B out of shield, but he doesn't have something as safe as maybe like a Pac-Man Nair or like a Yoshi Nair. There's very safe frame 3 Nair, very quick aerials, but Roy doesn't really have that. He doesn't really have that sort of powerful out of shield option as compared to some other characters. But we see a lot of strategies going on here. Amazing mixed up with the landing side B.
Oh, and we can see these raw back airs coming out from the Toon as well, pressuring the corner. Eyes can't stay there for too long as Eyes lands a side B. You gotta be careful. Gets the jump downer, but it's the sour spot. Would have been an absolutely brutal turnaround if Eyes were to have landed that, and calls out the spot dodge with the double edge dance there. The Toon takes the first stock of game number 3.
Right, and trying to potentially get a roll read there for the grab, but catching Eyes just swinging too much. Not going to quite get the 2-frame with the neutral B, but the jab forward to send him off stage, that would be just enough. And overshooting. That'll be a little bit getting back off stage. Maybe a little too early on that forward smash there. And so maybe just setting up for a ledge up with a jab.
Yeah, gives up the ledge there, and now it's going to be a reversal for Eyes. Yeah, going to lose a full stock for that forward smash decision. And the Toon is a bit on the back foot from that, but still has a 90% lead, still has Roy as the character he's playing, so there's definitely a lot of kill options at this percent. That jab is going to be very potent at these percents. That back air is going to be very potent. Obviously, something like a smash attack would do it. But Eyes has to figure out how to get the damage on the board, and these neutral airs are certainly a good way to start it going. And the Toon misses the mark on the up B, and Eyes is moving now on the Roy. He's in big trouble off stage here. Kyle, where do you go?
Oh my goodness, dying at 90. If there's one thing that Roy does not struggle with, it is finding the kill. He is so good at finding these kill options, and oh no! Catching the jump with the sour spot back air. The Toon, I don't think realizing that they lost their jumps in a way like that. What a sad way to end the tournament.
I mean, the Toon just a little bit too, I need to get back to the stage happy. And when you end up jumping back to stage, if that jump doesn't end up with you landing on the ground, if you get hit out of that jump, you are in big trouble, especially for a character like Roy. Only that up B at your disposal. You have to react the instant your jump gets caught with an instant up B. And the Toon not passing that check is going to end up losing their stock at 8% from that sour back air. And that's a sad way to go out, right? I mean, we wanted to see, at least I want to see another game of Roy Palutena from those two. I want to see the Toon. I want to see the Toon kind of mess up Eyes there and then be like, all right, you better go back to the Palutena if you want to take me out of this tournament.
Right.
But it ended up being Eyes Roy that will take it. And really off of that previous stock that we saw where he got that really big aerial string that led into the 90% death with the double-edged dance from Eyes. That's really what secured this tournament for him, and it's been a pleasure watching these guys play. It is going to be 3-0 for Eyes, but, I mean, it was still a great showing from Toon, and I hope that he continues to stick in the Smash Bros. Scene here at Shenandoah, because I think he could have a very promising Roy.
For sure. Like, I'm surprised why we didn't see like the Toon at tryouts. Maybe he just got here, maybe like today. But yeah, I mean, I hope we do see some more, showings from the Toon at Shenandoah, because I think they'd be a cool person to try out.
Yeah, that is going to wrap up our time here. I don't believe we're doing anything on stream as far as interviews or something. I could be wrong. Let me know, but I think we're just wrapping it up for today. So thank you guys for coming out to the Welcome Week tournament. Thank you guys for tuning in to the broadcast. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm Avery. This is Kyle. We'll see you guys very soon competing for the university. Couldn't be more excited to be doing that. Make sure you drop us a follow here on Twitter, on YouTube. Keep in touch with what Shenandoah is doing. Like I said, we got a lot of new games going on. The return of the COD team. We got a new Marvel Rivals team as well. You're not going to want to miss any of it. But thank you guys for joining us for this Welcome Week tournament, and we'll see you guys in the next broadcast.